I'm actress, writer, producer Dierdra McDowell, and you're watching The Artists Forum.
I'm artist, acting coach, director Marishka S. Phillips, and you're watching The Artist Forum.
I've posed for pictures with ivory soap. I've petted stray dogs and shied clear of dope. My smile is brilliant. My glance is tender. But I'm noted most for my unspoiled agenda. I've been named Miss Rheingold, though I've never touched beer. Well, maybe Beck's once in a while. And I'm the person to whom they say, "You're sweet, my dear." The only etchings I've seen have been behind glass. And the closest I've been to a bar was at ballet class. Prim and proper. The girl who's never been cased. Well, I'm tired of being pure and not chaste.
Good evening and welcome to the Artists Forum. I'm your host for tonight, Eric J. Davis. And I want to say that we have a really great show for you tonight and two very special guests. They are incredibly beautiful women and incredibly talented artists in their own right. Tonight we are featuring to my near left Dierdra McDowell, and right beside her is Marishka Phillips, and they are responsible for an incredible biopic that's out right now, and it's called Love Always Eartha, and it's based on Eartha Kitt, the legendary Eartha Kitt, the late great Eartha Kitt. And I just want to say, welcome to the show. It's really great having you here.
Thank you, Eric.
Thanks
for having us.
Great to be here.
It's a pleasure. So, Dierdra, I'll start with you.
Okay.
What exactly was the journey you took to get to this film?
Well, the journey started with an idea, a clear feeling that it had to be done. Because we, you know, Eartha, everybody knows and loves Catwoman, and in studying about her and learning about her, I became very passionate that there's so much more to this woman that needs to be known. And I just thought that, you know, someday somebody's going to do a movie, a story about her, and waited a couple of years. It didn't happen, so I just said, why not just do it? Just do it. Do a short version because it's what we're capable of doing right now. And hopefully able to do a feature in the future.
And of course, you're a star, writer, and producer of the film.
That is correct.
So tell me about a little bit about those three different aspects of the film.
Well, playing the role of Eartha, I think I felt very protective about it because I really, really do love her. We both love her very much. And so one of the things that was important to me is I had already studied her and done a one-woman show about her. So I felt very close to her. And I wanted to, instead of, you know, working with somebody else to take them on that journey, I just felt very protective about it. I'm like, I just want to do it.
And About Eartha Kitt was the name of the one-woman show, correct?
Well, it was part of, I did a couple. it was part of three different segments. 3 different people did a one-person show. And so the entire thing was called Menage a Trois.
Oh. Right?
Yes.
That's great. So Marishka, tell us about your role as director.
Director. Well, when she asked me to do this, to direct her, I was blown away. And she was like, but this and but that. I was like, I don't care. Yes. And she was like, really? I was like, yes. So that I love Eartha Kitt so much, I said, I want to pay homage to this woman, and I want it to be done right and honest and sincerely with a whole lot of love wrapped around it. And we, she showed me the script, and, we did some tweaking, and we did it. We shot it in 12 days.
About that. Yeah.
How many days?
It was about that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, I know you're both native from Brooklyn.
Yes,
right?
I'm from Brooklyn.
Yes.
And how did you find one another? Or how do you know one another?
Okay.
Marishka,
Well,
I'll let
here's
you go
the
first.
first encounter with Dierdra.
Wait.
I'm an acting coach, and I was coaching the actress Tasha Smith at the time. Dierdra came in Tasha Smith's workshop as a student, and I was kind of co-anchoring with Tasha for this one day. She's like, come on and sit in and give the actors some advice. And when I gave Dierdra feedback, I saw her light up. And I said, well, I'm here. I'm here at Susan Batson Studio if you want to continue on this journey. And she showed up maybe
The next day.
Oh, the next day she showed up. She was
next-
standing in the classroom. And thus began our journey together as growing artists.
And have you ever worked before on a project, or was this the first project you've worked on together?
This was our first project together.
Yes.
It started with character development and finding the different layers for Eartha, along with Susan Batson, She worked with both of us in developing the character.
And tell us about the process, actually, the production process and casting.
Well, the good thing about coming from where we come from, working together with at the Susan Batson Studio, is we have a plethora of amazing actors to just pull from, if you will. So the casting process was pretty almost a no-brainer. Like, these people, some of them were actually working on the characters themselves for different projects, so that was pretty easy there. And we've had some
Last minute, emergency castings.
Because Marishka's a casting director. All she has is Marishka Phillips.
MPTP casting company, but under the umbrella of Marishka Phillips Theatrical Preparatory. That's MPTP. And we had a last-minute dropout. It was 1 in the morning. We were supposed to go way upstate to shoot the South Carolina scene in a cabin. Marishka, I was like, I got you. And I sent her over like 3 choices, and she's like, that one. I said, okay, I'll see if he's available. I called him like 1:30 in the morning. 1:45, he said yes.
Great.
Sent him the script. He learned it. I took him in the woods.
All right.
I took him in the woods to do character development. He came back down. He was all like, I said, and action! It was great.
It was an amazing scene. And one of the best things about the scene is, I know we're talking about production, but you have to think about every single layer and every single aspect of everything. Set design is very important. Props are extremely important, especially when you're dealing with a period piece. And so in this particular scene, this character had to have been drinking. And so there was a vintage flask that I had to get and have on set, and I forgot it. So this is the brilliant thing now, because we don't have the flask. I'm like, oh my gosh, he needs that thing to tell the story. It's a short story. So we have to use all kinds of clues and everything to get the information out there. Well, this brilliant woman said, don't worry, I got you. And she worked with him, and she said, I think we figured out something for not having the flask. And then she told him, like, you know, do what we worked on. And he basically wore the entire experience in his body. He carried all of the, you know, the alcohol, or all of the emotion. It was clear that the flask was there. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, sure. That's amazing.
And
Yeah.
this is a 1955 piece.
Yes, I was going to say the film truly conjures up 1955. I mean, every aspect of it is really on point. So, go ahead.
She did this. She handpicked the costumes.
Yeah.
She ordered all kinds of things off of eBay. Even the luggage was circa 1955. You know, and it was just the bike she found was from 1955, Eartha's bike. It looked just like Eartha's bike. And she was so meticulous in making sure everything was just in the period. We didn't want one iota of anything to pull you out and say, oh, you see?
Yes.
And she did that.
Well, speaking of conjuring up the time period, I mean, you certainly conjure up the persona of Eartha Kitt.
Thank you.
And of course, you did the singing as well, which is just,
Thank
I've
you.
got to applaud you on
Thank
that.
you.
It's
Thank
absolutely
you.
amazing.
Thank
So,
you.
again, tell us how you developed into all of this in order to, you know, to conjure up the character of Eartha Kitt.
Like I said, in reading her book, I felt very close to her, and I felt like I knew her. And it was just very important, like all aspects of whatever she went through, I wanted to, if I could get close to it, do that. So as far as even the dancing, and she was an amazing dancer, I tried. I worked with, I knew that she studied with Catherine Dunham, and so in the beginning of the process, I tried to find a Dunham instructor. I found a really good one. He was very, very hard on me, but I feel that informed a lot, and informed my body as well as the animal exercises and everything. The voice was very important. The singing in the movie, Marishka worked with me on that because, oh my gosh, what a journey we went through for that. Because everything that Eartha sang was with a huge truth and story. She lived her song, so it's important to live the song.
Of course it is.
And
yeah.
it's just that so I hope I'm answering the question, but yeah, I had to do that. And this is what, like working together, we understood the importance of that. So yeah, we had that session.
Which, I mean, we had many sessions.
Yeah.
But I just want to say something to aspiring actors. If they think that a good haircut and whitened teeth and memorizing lines will get them into superstardom or fame or in a film, they're sadly mistaken. This process in really finding longevity as an artist, it is a painstaking process. And you have to literally bare your soul. It's a lot of guts to get up there and expose your vulnerabilities and to bring up emotional sense memories, because I work a lot of like Stanislavski type emotional sense memories and sensorial conditions which inform character behavior, but to take your instrument through these layers in a determined and excellent manner, it's not for wimps.
Yes.
You really have to give yourself permission and be willing to go to some really dark, ugly, uncomfortable places. And she's one artist that once you see the film, you'll see where she allowed herself to go. And when you say cut, and you're still like releasing through all of that venom and gutty stuff, it's real. It's not acting, in fact. I believe that for the actor that really wants to do, you know, great pieces of work and leave a legacy behind, their acting is more of yourself than you show in your civilian public persona life, because it creates the technique creates a heightened reality, and for you to expose yourself to that, it really takes a lot. So I just wanted to give that to aspiring actors, to really be willing to bare your entire soul.
No, that's really great, great to hear. And the actor you had in the film portraying James Dean really conjured up James Dean as well. I mean, I'm truly amazed at how everyone conjured up their character.
I'm so excited to hear you say
felt
that.
so authentic.
Yeah.
It was really great. And again, you just found him, you were working with him?
We worked together. As a matter of fact, when I had made a statement to Josh a while back, I said, one day we're going to do Peace and you're going to be James Dean. I'm going to be Eartha. Because I knew he was great at that, and I knew that this was a story, knowing her story, that needed to be told. So I was, the interesting thing about him with that whole thing was that he literally, we caught him right before he left for California. He moved. So it's so interesting that one of the lines that he says in the movie is that he's going to be going to LA, and he actually was.
To Cali.
To Cali.
That's right. To Cali.
That's
I loved when he said that
Yeah.
in the film. Come on, come with me to Cali. You need a vacation.
That's so
to
sweet.
Eartha.
Yes, he
I love that you just
Yes.
like quoted the whole line perfectly. I
Yes.
love it.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was really amazing. Yeah, and what is the running time of the film, by the way?
31 minutes.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
it's just all,
Yes.
there's a lot
Yes.
put into it.
Yeah, we had a great cast, great team. I mean, everybody, the thing that I loved about working on the project is that everybody loved being a part of it. My husband, actually, we work together also. We have a production company.
Yes, what is the name of your production company?
Eden Entertainment.
Eden Entertainment.
Yeah, so he ended up also doing a lot of the editing and stuff in the end. But the thing about it is it was such a project of love, you know. I love that. We got people who loved what we were working on.
Right. And why 1955 in Eartha Kitt's life? What made you choose 1955?
That was a critical point it was like a breaking point for her. After that, everything was just, you know, unstoppable.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
so the story, I wanted to show that part of her life, and hopefully also to inspire people who are aspiring to make it, to go out there and really do your thing. She was offered the opportunity to have her own show after dancing with the Katherine Dunham troupe, and that to me, when I did the one-woman show, that was also a part that I wanted to show, that breaking point. You know, it's important.
Well, I know that Orson Welles once called Eartha Kitt the most exciting woman in the world. So that was a great subject to,
you are so right.
to choose Eartha Kitt, and I think, again, you brought that out in the film. It certainly, you know, showed in her personality and life, you know, at that time.
Thank you.
Wait till the feature. Oh boy, oh boy.
So tell me about, you know, raising the money for the project and how all that came about.
Well, we were very fortunate to have, once people heard that we were doing this, there was some excitement, and we got an outpouring of love from friends and family, and some people who we didn't know but just heard and thought this is a great idea and wanted to support. And so we did the best that we could with that. Of course, I dug into my own pockets and poured my soul out into that. And but yeah, it's what it is.
So can we expect anything more from this dynamic team of Marishka Phillips and Dierdra?
Yeah.
You know, it would be great. Yes, it'd be great. Is something? Are you working on any more projects together, or any ideas at this moment?
Well, I've written a feature film, and I plan to direct it, and I'm bringing her and her husband on as part of my team because it just works. You know the saying, if it ain't broke, why fix it?
Right.
And she knows that I love details, and she's very detail-oriented, and I love that about her work as an artist and as a businesswoman. And, you know, she's done my lookbook, and, you know, she's read my script, and she gave me little, so it's like, it works. So this is the next project. I'm currently raising funds for it, and I plan to shoot at the top of the year. Top of 2016 in New Orleans.
So tell me a little bit, Marishka, let's start with you. Like your background, I know you traveled Europe and musicals, you're a singer, you're a dancer, you're an actress, triple threat. You're a singer, you're a dancer, you're an actress, triple threat. So tell me, about your background and how all this...
It all started backstage. I was a backstage baby. My mom's a performer, and I just grew up watching the process from first day of rehearsal, even her auditioning, but first day of rehearsal to opening night. And opening night, I'd run into the lobby just to get the buzz. And when I was young, and I knew that this is changing people's lives. Like, they're talking about it, and there's like, oh, that made me think of the time of this. And, it's like, if these characters can get through something, they felt like, who am I to complain? I can get through it too. So I was like, this changes lives. And I was about 9 when I was clear about that. And I wanted to be a part of changing people's lives and leaving an imprint and helping people. I feel that as an artist, I'm in service. And then, I went on to study dance, Alvin Ailey's, and then I ended up on Broadway at 19.
You studied with Alvin Ailey Dance Company, correct?
I did.
Yeah,
I felt I had
amazing.
to, I had to. Just because I started out dancing, really, and my goal was, as a dancer, I want to do a Broadway show. And I did it, and then I was like, okay, I want to sing now. And so I started doing singing lessons, and I just kept developing my craft. Toured Europe. In 2002, I said, okay, time to come home and lay my roots, and that's when I found Miss Batson. And in 2006, I got inspired to teach. And from that, it started going and going.
All right. And are you concentrating more on directing right now? Is that
Yes, I am.
Like
teaching and directing.
All right.
Yeah.
And Dierdra, what is your background? And what schools did you attend?
My background started out in fashion. This whole thing is a career shift for me, but it was an honest wake-up sort of call. I always just had this in me that I wanted to do, and I'm telling you from I'd say baby, but maybe like 4, 5, 6, somewhere around there. My mother, it's just the two of us. She took me to Lincoln Center, and we sat up in the balcony, and I looked on that stage, and I was like, you just know. And I said, Mom, I want to go down there. She said, no, our seats are up here. We have to stay up here. I said, no, I want to go on the stage. And so she took me to, it was a dance recital. And what she did right then and there, by the end of the week, she took me to a dance school called the Ruth Williams Dance School in Harlem. And so I studied there for quite a few years until high school. And, performed at the end of the year. But it was the feeling of being under the lights, on the stage, performing, had to happen. So yeah, I took a shift. I went into fashion, little detour. And while I'm in that world, I'm dreaming, start a family, dreaming. And I just had to be honest with myself and say, no, this is what I want to do. And once you do that, it feels so much better. It really does. So went to, let's see, the first place I went was Terry Schreiber, T. Schreiber Studio. After that, and studied there for about a year. And then after that, I think the next place was where I met Marishka, and she brought me to Susan Batson's studio, which was Black Nexus at the time. Best decision I ever made. Susan is absolutely wonderful, and it was just the best decision that I made for my actor. Working with Marishka, I don't have to say any more about that, because I knew, like, when I saw her at the workshop, I have this very, like, intuitive thing. I saw her, and she gave me feedback, and I was just like, I want to work with you. And this is years and years and years and years later, right? Is it years and years?
Yes.
A few years later. But I knew, I'm gonna go with you.
Yeah.
And that was just the best decision. And so since then, I've done lots of commercial work, and some legit, work within movies, and not a lot of movies, but I want to do more.
Yeah.
And that's my background,
Great.
Yeah.
Great. So Marishka, what type of advice would you give to people starting out in the field, wanting to get into the field, whether it be dancing, acting, directing?
Yeah. I think most great things start with an idea. And it's what you put behind the idea is what takes it to the next level. Thought is great, but without action, it goes nowhere. So I would say if you have an idea of something artistic you want to do, write it down, and each day do something, read something, go to the library, support the knowledge that you need to gain to put this idea on its feet. One thing a day, I tell my actors, one thing a day towards your dream and you'll be in a good place. It's the one day that you're dormant and decide to sit on the couch and scratch, you're gonna miss, you may miss a golden nugget towards, you know, your dream coming to fruition. So I said, take that idea and put some action under it and be tenacious and determined and focused and faithful and patient. That's what I would say.
And Dierdra, what words of wisdom would you like to offer?
I would say to be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself and what you want and why you want it. Be clear about that. And I agree with, you know, having the idea and having a vision. I'm a visual person, so for me it comes with vision. I close my eyes and I see, and after I see, I want it to be 3D. I want to touch it and make it real. So that makes it easier for me, because if I can't see it, then I'm reaching for nothing. But if I can see it before it's even in existence, it's that much easier. So I say, have a vision and make it clear vision and be honest, you know, about what you're doing and why you want to do it. Have a purpose.
And where can we find you on the web, on the on the internet?
If
Marishka?
you go to my website, www.marishkasphillips.com, you'll find all my social links there and about my workshops that I teach and the projects coming up and everything there.
And Dierdra?
You can first go to the movie website. It's easy to toggle around from there. lovealwayseartha.com, one word, .com. And also EdenEntertainment.net. Through there are links to my websites, and everybody's websites are on there. Our bios are on the Love Always Eartha website under, you know, on the press section. So.
And of course, Love Always Eartha has just won 2 major awards. So 3 major awards. I wasn't aware of the 3rd one. Why don't you tell us a little bit about these wonderful awards you've just won?
Well, we were accepted and screened at the International Film Festival in Indonesia.
That's great. That's great.
We were nominated for 2, and we won 1 Platinum Award. And at the South Carolina Cultural Film Festival, we were nominated for 4 and won 2 awards.
Congratulations. And what were these awards?
These awards were Best Short Film and Best Actress.
Right, I know, and the actress right here. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
She deserves it. She worked her off.
You know what off, yes. And it shows, I mean, on the film shows. Dierdra McDowell, I'd like to thank you for being here this evening. Marishka Phillips, again, thank you very much for being here this evening. It's been a real treat, a real pleasure. You're both just really quite awesome. So thank you very much. It's been great.
You're welcome, and thank you.
Thank you. Well, I'm Eric J. Davis, and this has been the Artists Forum. Thank you for joining us this evening, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.